What's up, YouTube? AFCON is over and Senegal won that cup. I'm telling you, the game yesterday was so intense. It was like, had my nerves all over the place. But we came through. We came through. Senegal came through. All the glory was given to Allah, honey. And we won it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a lot that happened. The fouls, the penalties, just everything. And I was really like, that was the best soccer game I have ever seen. And I saw a Senegalese soccer game at the stadium before, when the stadium in Dakar first opened. I went to a Senegal and Egypt game. So when I say this game it was like over the top. But yeah, I'm so glad we won. We had to go through some things to get to where we needed to be. And, you know, that is that. And I just want to talk about my AFCON experience in Morocco. I did watch the game, the final here in Dakar. So we're going to just talk about it all. But basically, I gave you guys some clips of Morocco, how the city is, how everything is. I praised the food, blase, blase. Been to Morocco about 5 times. Not really because I love the country, but I feel like sometimes coming from the States, I'll do like a layover in Casablanca to kind of get some things. Like, they're good with their oils and, you know, just like different items that can be cheaper in Casablanca. I would just go there, pick up some stuff, get what I need, and then proceed. Now, this time I stayed a little longer because of AFCON, all right? And I don't regret that I stayed. I mean, it was a good experience or whatever, but when it was time to go, it was time to go. Like, I literally didn't want to wait until it was final, because I probably wouldn't be able to get out of there, to tell you the truth, because I can say flights usually from Casablanca to Dakar should be no more than like 200 and let's just say $60. Okay, $250, $260, because it's a very short flight. It's like 2.5 hours, and you know, it's a very short flight. I think you got to go down 2 countries or whatever. Yeah, like the Western Sahara and another country, and then Dakar. So it's not far, but the way that those tickets were ridiculous. Okay. If I would have waited until the final was over, I would have been paying for one way about $700 and something minimum. They went from like $700 to $1,200 to $1,500 to whatever. And I was like, no. So I left early. I was mad that I had to pay the $450, but the $450 was better than the $700. Okay. So I got to make that money back, because my budget was only for like $250, no more than $3. Okay. But so, you know, I'll make it back or whatever. I also want to just talk about how they hosted AFCON in Morocco, okay, for all the African soccer teams. Yet they didn't want Africa to come and participate. And I say that because travel was way too expensive. You know, even if, let's say, you planned a whole year to prepare for the event or whatever, like they just made it too expensive. It was AFCON, but it wasn't for Africans, okay? They wanted the Europeans, the Northern Africans, or just people with money to come to support. And they wanted Morocco to win. So they were banking on, even though they invested a lot of money to host the country, because like I said, their accommodations was great. Their transportation was great, and accommodations definitely have gotten better over the 5 years, but their transportation has always been great. Their roads has always been great since I've been going. Okay, so let's just say since 2019. I mean, I didn't have a problem with, Morocco. So, they did what they did, and they invested a lot of money to host it, and they got paid for it, right? But they still wanted that win, and, just try to do whatever it was that they could do to get the win. But Allah showed up, y'all. Allah showed up, and Senegal got that. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, the events that happened yesterday, with any sports, I just feel like it's all about money. I feel like even with, I stopped watching basketball. I was never into football, but I mean, I kind of knew the game when I was young because I was a cheerleader. But now I don't really even waste my time watching it because I just feel like the players ain't really playing because of the love anymore. They're just playing because they're getting paid, period. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like what Morocco did was dirty. And I'm not going to really go into all detail or whatever because they know what they was doing. Everybody wanted to win, but you can only have one winner and one loser. I mean, they still won. They second place. You know what I'm saying? But they want that number one. Everybody want number one, right? But don't mean you got to cheat to get it. Now, there was a lot of back and forth about how Senegal shouldn't have left the field and they should have just stayed and took it and this and that and the other. And you know what I was thinking to myself? That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. Stand for something or fall for anything. And they stood for something because they let the first cheat pass, okay? When they got that goal and they was like, it ain't a goal. They was just like, okay, we're going to let that go. It was drama with a freaking towel, the goalie's towel, for him to wipe his hands dry, okay, so that he can catch the freaking ball. It was literally raining like crazy in Rabat, and they were fighting the guy over a towel. They didn't want the goalie to have a towel. That is so petty. That's so petty, okay? So that was going on. They only had a certain amount of tickets for Senegalese supporters. And I'll tell y'all how that went. Because when I set up, before you can even buy AFCON tickets, you had to set up a member ID account. Put your passport information in there. Blase, blase, blase. They had that thing on lock. Okay? So they only gave Senegalese a certain amount of tickets. So a lot of the Senegalese that was in Senegal could not even go to the game. So just imagine the people that traveled from Senegal couldn't go to the final. Y'all wrong for that. So that happened. And then the last thing they called, the ref called a penalty, all right? A penalty. So that they can get that kick, right? It shouldn't have been. So that is why they was just like, man, F this. Y'all literally cheating, just what? So they walked off the stage, y'all. And you know what? I don't blame them. Because if you want it that bad, have it. If you want to cheat that bad to get it, have your little fucking, have your freaking cup that, all right? That's how Senegal is. I love the Senegalese because I don't know if it's the Muslim culture or whatever, but they don't take a lot of that BS. They really, really don't. They real kind, they real chill, they real whatever, but don't cross them. because it ain't gonna be nice. Okay, so yeah, they walked off the stage or whatever, you know, they called it. But of course, you know, they came on back. You know, their coach and the captain, they was like, come on, let's just go ahead and do it, because they can have the penalty kick and they can miss. Okay, and guess what? That happened. That literally happened. So they left the field, they came back, they let Morocco get the kick, and they missed. Ah! After that, it was a done deal. A done deal. And the Moroccans really acted up. Like, y'all really disappointed us. Really. I mean, the whole world was watching how y'all do stuff. And it just reminded me like how Europeans roll. Like, I'm a black girl in America. It doesn't surprise me per se, because I feel like Moroccans don't think they African. Now, they ain't 100% African though. They mixed up. That DNA is mixed. It's mixed up. They ain't like us. They ain't like West Side. They mixed up or whatever, okay? It's in the blood. It's in the blood. So that's why it didn't really surprise me, because I have experienced them before. I have experienced Egyptians before. I ain't going to Algeria and Tunisia. Nope, I ain't going to do that at all. I will not. I mean, I have friends that went there, whatever, to get their teeth fixed and stuff like that. Them Tunisians don't like y'all either. They don't like y'all. The Turkey. They went to Turkey. I'm sorry. But I ain't going to Tunisia. I ain't going to Algeria. I'm not. Why? Because why? And it just comes down to, like, we need to just really stop being pressed to go to countries that don't care about us. Why are we stimulating their economy? Because even when you think you're going to go there to take from their economy, you really not. Like, you'll make a little extra, whatever, to send back to your family, but they ain't going to let you become a millionaire. You want to be a millionaire so freaking bad, it ain't going to be in another country. I can tell you right. I ain't a millionaire yet. Am not. Because America knows they are going to keep a certain amount of my money. Period. It's nothing that I can do about that. They're tracking. They track your bank account. They control your mortgage. They control everything. It is no reason why you buy a house. Why did I buy a house in I bought 2 houses in America. The second one was in 2006 for $189,000. Why am I paying like, so far I probably paid $80,000 in interest. In interest only. So I still owe a lot of money on that house. Like, I would say it's supposed to be 30 years. Like, they get you on lock, and people are okay with that. I don't get it. But if you're okay with that, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just not okay with it. And I'm not okay with how AFCON did. I think that if you're going to have a whole AFCON situation for Africans, y'all should have some type of system set up where, through travel agencies or whatever, where they're able to put in each month a certain amount so that they can participate in those things. Then that's why I say AFCON ain't for y'all. They're using y'all soccer players and doing all that. And guess who getting the money? Majority of the money is going to Europe and Morocco. They want to unite so bad. Okay? The French and now they want to unite so bad with Africa. Y'all want to unite so bad because we've been there and done that. And where has it gotten us? Nowhere. Why are we still chasing that? Why? So yeah, the love of soccer, I enjoyed the game or whatever, but the way that they did, it was messed up. But Majority of Africans knew it was going to happen because has been going on. There's nothing new. But for me, it was something new because I was just like, wow. Yeah. So yeah, that's my review of AFCON. Y'all need to do better. Y'all need to do better. And that's all I'm going to say. So that's my 15 minutes for today. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness. Until next time.